Hello.
Hello.
We wait, is the music playing? Yeah, okay.
We back.
We are back once again
Yes.
for better or
And
for worse. Correct.
yes, and I'm gonna immediately start this podcast by apologizing for the late upload of the last podcast because for some reason I on Friday I had it ready, I had the thumbnail up there, but for some reason the YouTube studio wasn't properly working and it didn't go through with the changes. So when I got back from vacation on and I opened my PC on Monday afternoon. I checked and I was like, "Whoops! Apparently, it still needs to be uploaded." So yeah, it wasn't me for once.
Sure,
We can either
sure.
blame my internet or YouTube.
We'll blame YouTube.
It's a lot funnier
It's
to blame
always
YouTube
morally correct.
and funnier.
But um next week it will probably look a little different here.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, we already have the. Did we even talk about the change?
I don't know. Yeah, I added a texture to the wall because it was too boring
Yeah.
before.
Instead of a solid color, we now actually have something that resembles a wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are more changes on the way.
Yes. Pretty major one that has also kind of been long overdue, but we'll talk about it when that happens next time.
Yeah.
Anyway, this week, what has happened this week? Well,
Well,
Trump claims to have talked to Iran, and
yes.
it doesn't seem like that's true. I'm gonna be real.
He claimed, and then Iran are immediately denying those claims.
Did you see what he said on an interview, by the way?
No.
He said like, what was it? He was like, um, that it. He was like, they're hard to talk to because like they keep changing. I don't know exactly how he said it. It was like they keep changing opinion or something. It was like, one day you talk to them and then the next week you bomb them. Like,
You can pretty easily tell that he's pulling shit out of his ass.
yeah.
And absolutely not. He doesn't know what he's talking about anymore. I have a
Well,
feeling
it gets even funnier
that.
because later in that interview, he stops talking about the war and instead pulls up a picture and he's like, yeah, this I have some other good news. The architect just brought this, and he shows an image of like the White House. And he's like there's gonna be a ballroom right there. Look, and I also have this one
Oh,
from the west.
he's
Yeah,
gonna.
it's gonna be great.
He's gonna talk about the ballroom that had. He had a literal piece of the White House. He had a literal piece of the White House demolished
I know.
without going through the proper channels to do so. Basically, erasing history.
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I probably did know that.
Like
He's
he
the
just basically
president,
said.
Drew. He doesn't need permission.
He basically just said, "Fuck that piece of the White House. It's gonna be a ballroom now."
Well, he is the president.
I mean, why would he need a ballroom? He doesn't have any.
He's Trump balling.
I mean, there are, of course, a lot of rumors about his health. He's claiming he's perfectly healthy, of course. But considering his ankles are swollen, he had a spot on his hand at some point. You know, it looks. That man is he 80 already?
Uh, he's at least near it.
Oh no, he's still 79. He's still, which is ridiculous to say. That he was born on June 14th, 1946.
Hey,
Of course, there are rumors about his health, and my man is almost 80. He doesn't live healthy
we don't know that.
at all. Well, have you seen his body?
Hey, hey, no body shaming.
Depends.
We can talk about his hair though.
Yeah,
It's only fair because we have also talked a lot about a Dutch politician's haircut.
and the price of it.
To the point that YouTube thinks that is something we just regularly do.
Yeah, I can check if it's still saying it.
Good question.
Inspiration. Does it still think we want to talk about haircuts? Okay. These are some interesting titles. Forklift law chaos and why your regular license might be dangerously illegal.
What?
The extreme economics of luxury
A
grooming
license
is a
can't be
500
illegal.
No, well, I don't know.
Like,
It's
think
AI,
about that.
but
A license, by definition, cannot be illegal.
also, the next one. And the extreme economics of luxury grooming is a $500 haircut worthy.
Ha!
So yes, it's still things we talk about haircuts.
For people who
We
don't know
also
what we're talking
have
about, YouTube has this dumbass feature where you can look at like what an AI thinks you should talk about based on like other videos and your comments and stuff.
yeah, inspiration.
And
But
none of it is
we
really
also
good usually.
we also have digital amnesia. Why our brains are failing to retain modern news cycles.
I feel called out
I
by that
guess.
one.
We also have the digital decay of modern architectural trends and minimalism.
Oh, I don't care about
Good.
that.
Minimalism is just more or less.
I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna be a bit self-congratulatory here. I'm gonna pull this up. Do I look like I care about minimalism?
Yeah. But also,
Hey,
there's
but this,
another
it's
good
not even
one.
that detailed to be honest, but I don't care.
Investigating the bizarre statistical surge of vehicles crashing into stationary buildings.
Of course.
Specifically the stationary buildings.
Of course.
I mean, it did happen recently. We had another one.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
And then, last but not least, we have European energy crisis and the death of affordable hobbies. Were hobbies ever affordable?
Depends on the hobby.
Name one affordable hobby.
Soccer.
Shoes.
As much as I despise it.
You have to buy shoes, you have to buy a ball.
Well, no, if you just do it as a hobby, you don't need any fancy stuff. You just need the ball.
Well, some good shoes will be recommended.
Alright, you know what?
You know, you're not gonna...
okay. You know what? Yoga. You technically don't need anything for it. You can have the ball and the mat, but you don't need it.
I guess so. But would it count as a hobby?
Well, what about just, I don't know, reading the newspaper? I guess you need to buy the newspaper.
You have to buy the newspaper.
I don't know. what do we consider affordable here?
I mean, it is definitely more affordable than PCs, cars, trains. What else do we have that's expensive?
Wait, you know what's technically an affordable hobby right now?
What?
Swords.
Yeah. Oh, another
Sword
expensive one.
prices
Pokemon.
are actually really good right now.
Pokemon is also another really expensive one.
Depends.
Scalpers. Try and buy any pack. Like any normal, you know, pack of Pokemon cards. And it's like $5 minimum.
Depends on how much you're into it, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I still want to restore an entire car, so I'm gonna have to save some money. It's gonna be a bunch of money saving as well as, you know, just general trying to find parts. Because who doesn't love looking throughout the entire internet just to find one part, only for it to be the wrong one, and then you have to keep looking.
Well, I think that's on you, Jules.
Yeah, I guess so. And also, I've been on vacation for a weekend.
Oh.
And I have to say,
Why did I say that as
tuk-tuks
if I
are
didn't know that?
tuk-tuks are a fun thing. However, they have no suspension.
Hey, tuk-tuk, maar ik draai het liever om. Het is een kut.
Well,
for all our English viewers, I'm not translating that.
Good.
Actually, I could. But...
For some reason, it's just like it is noisy, of course. But yeah, I was really glad it wasn't raining, because then you would just get soaking wet, and I'm not in the mood for getting wet.
No.
So that's we also driving my car with 4 people inside and luggage means I have to press my accelerator pedal significantly more. Because otherwise I just can't really... Otherwise I just stall and have to restart. It is ridiculous how that is a thing. I mean, it's also what I get for buying a very small little car that doesn't weigh a lot, and then you load 4 people worth of weight, and then like 2 suitcases and 2 backpacks inside. You get what you get. Can't really do anything about it, and it was my first time on a boat as well with the car. Because we went to an island, and that means you have to get on a boat. The boat is like 20 minutes. However, you still have to drive onto it. You have to wait to get onto it. You can pretty much turn your engine off because you are not idling for that long. Not only is it damaging to the environment with these ridiculously high fuel prices, it is pretty much recommended to just shut your engine off, listen to the radio a little bit, you know, just vibe. And then when this traffic gets moving, there you go again. You go onto the boat, you can get out, but you can also stay. And just enjoy a little bit of outside, just boat. And then you go back. And once you're back in the boat, or in your car in the boat, you drive off the car. Yes, You drive off the car, and you drive off the boat, and then you're on an island with even higher fuel prices. Because why not? Because, it's an island. You're not gonna pay the $50 to get
I really
you
need
know
to get rid of that sound.
a return ticket to what? Oh, the bell.
Yeah, I always forget that it has the same noise as an anvil. And you know what I changed the anvil into.
But it's like for some reason the pricing on an island is a lot higher. I mean, of course, it's supply and demand. It's more difficult to get the fuel. It like, has to go there, and then you also have to then get it. Like people on the island don't really have a way to go. They're not going to pay a €50 return ticket to get back to the island for like 20 cents per liter cheaper. Unless you have like 10 jerry cans that you want to fill up to, take back, which from what I read is actually allowed. Here in the Netherlands, I think from what I understand, you are allowed to bring up to 240 kilograms of flammable liquid on board.
Okay.
Of course, properly stored. So if you have it in a jerry can, it has to be properly secured. Because otherwise, you'll get into an accident and now there's fuel everywhere. And flames and all that stuff. So yeah. That's pretty much the thing. Yeah, it was basically my weekend, apart from some more train travel in the afternoon, because you cannot stop me from traveling by train. I will keep doing it until I either can't afford it, or the trains don't run anymore. Only then will I stop going by train, because there will be no other alternative. I may like trains too much.
Well, I guess I'll tell about my weekend. I baked a cake. Specifically,
was it a good cake?
I baked Persona 5's. I think it's called On's fruit or On's strawberry cake. I think it's called. But for the people who played the game, it's the cake that she eats in the hotel, like at the near the start when you just after you defeat Kamoshida.
Was it a good cake though?
Yeah, it was like a sponge cake, which I don't think I've ever made. And neither has my mother. I don't know if I've ever... I probably have had sponge cake before, but
but never made.
The only issue with it really was that it's not really strawberry season, so...
Yeah.
But that's
it
fine.
not being strawberry season, they are either from outside of the country or they taste like nothing.
Yeah, they didn't have as much taste as you would like. But other than that, it was pretty good. The only other thing with it was that I think the cake itself was supposed to rise. So I don't know if I just mixed it too much or if I was supposed to use a different flour. It did say cake flour. I don't know what the difference is between normal flour and cake flour, but so I just used normal flour. I think it was supposed to rise because it says to cut it in half basically, right? so that you can like have 2 layers.
Mm-hmm.
But it was not tall enough for that, so that's fine.
You can always try again.
Yeah,
Especially if it tastes good, then you can definitely try again.
yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, I guess I could try with like, I don't know what it's called in English, but like self-rising bugmeal.
I get, yeah.
I don't know.
The flour that rises on its own.
Hmm,
It's pretty much just flour with yeast mixed in.
probably. I did look up cake flour. Apparently, that's not really a thing in the Netherlands. It's like a very American thing, apparently. But it
Here we use healthy products.
apparently it was really easy to make, so I could also do that. It was just like a regular flour with something else in it. Hold on.
Then why didn't you make it if it was so easy?
Cornstarch. Because I didn't know. I didn't know it would matter.
Ah. Also, my 3D print is done.
Okay.
Because who doesn't love casually 3D printing while recording a podcast? I mean, it's not like I have to do anything. All I have to do is just
Speak.
turn it on.
Oh.
You have to. No, the 3D printer has to speak, and I have to turn it on. Yeah, sure.
Should probably be a carpet. I'm redoing this room again because I turned it into a ballroom, and then I realized I didn't put in a breakfast room. Because
Well,
that
how
was
are
the
you
thing.
supposed to have breakfast then?
Like that's because that was the thing. You had a dining room and a breakfast room.
How else are you supposed to have breakfast?
This room is a little big to be a breakfast room, but it's kind
Eh.
of the. Other than that, it's just like the perfect place for it in the house. So
Also, I'm almost with the amount of rooms with a special purpose. I'm actually slowly starting to think that almost half of the people in that
you
time
mean in this mansion?
period, yeah,
Yeah.
had autism because it to have a specific room for every single thing.
Yeah. No, that was just a thing. Yeah, a lot of rooms. If your house was big enough, right? Because of course most people could not afford that, but it was seen as like proper to have a room be a single purpose. And because dining rooms were like super formal, because it's a dining room, they like to have a separate breakfast room that was just not as formal as that.
Hmm.
Also, an important note: they had breakfast. If your house was this big, you likely had breakfast at like at least 10 in the morning, which in the modern day sounds kind of normal for like a day off, right?
Yeah, a little bit late on the usual side, you know?
But at that time it was just like if you were rich, you didn't really care that it was like, because at the time it was normal to have breakfast at like 7 or 8 and then work all day and then have dinner at like 7 to 8 as well, I think, or 6 to 8. Yeah, the rich just kind. I guess this is slightly before before this, my inspiration for this, but anyway. Uh, if you didn't have a job, right? If you were that rich, if you didn't need to work, you would just get up like really late. Sometimes have dinner at like 2, right? 2 in the afternoon.
Dinner or breakfast?
Breakfast, I mean. And then go to, go to like hang out with friends basically. Go to a bar, go to like a sporting thing, a hobby thing. And then only get home at like 1 or 2 at night. And then have dinner. You know?
Midnight dinner.
Yeah.
Can be nice.
I mean, if you have the money, why not, right?
Well, I've done it a couple of times where I just had dinner around midnight.
Oh, like that. Yeah, no, I have that too. Dude, if I'm free and no one else is home, my schedule is so fucked up. Like, it's kind of a problem. But, oh, hello.
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 We were talking about schedules if you were rich and didn't have anything to do.
What do
Yeah,
you
you
mean?
also have a little
the-
thing called
around the
self-discipline.
1800s.
Jim, for you, there's also a thing called self-discipline where
Yes.
There is no schedule. Then.
if you are home alone for the entire day, then you get up at a certain time, you go to bed at a certain time.
Mhm.
No. You get up when you're awake and you go to bed when you're tired.
Yeah, then my entire schedule would be fucked.
Yes.
And
Spiff
totally
does it
inconsistent.
really clever. Of course, he can do that because his job doesn't require him to like necessarily be anywhere. But he doesn't put an alarm. He puts a timer.
Right.
So, like he's just gonna be like, I'm gonna sleep for 7 hours. So he set a timer for 7 hours.
Yeah, that works.
I'd personally rather have an alarm.
Well, yeah, but if you don't need to like go anywhere,
Still.
maybe.
I think it's a good idea.
Having an alarm set means you wake up at a certain time. Otherwise, you have to calculate if I want to be up around that time and it's currently this time.
Yeah, but
how
it doesn't
many
really
hours
matter
is
when
it?
you wake up, as long as you're productive.
Yes, however, you are generally more productive during when it's light
If you-
outside as opposed to
Yeah, I was about to say, if you're
nighttime.
gonna say during normal hours, no. In
No.
my case,
No.
I'm far more
neither.
productive at the end of the day and in the
My
evenings.
creativity
Usually.
starts at like 8 in the evening.
Yes. Same
Well,
here.
for like semi-normal productivity, usually it's just during the daytime is when you're productive, and during nighttime is when you sleep. Back in like the olden days, think like 1,000 years ago, that would make sense. You wake up at dawn. Oh, it's turning into nighttime. Time to go to sleep. That's how that worked. And that made sense. Of course, now we have daylight savings, which happened last week as well.
Oh yeah.
Which
So-
sucks.
Yeah.
Dude, my eating schedule got messed up.
Your eating schedule of all things.
Yes. So, okay. So the thing is, Eleonora cooks it's way too late with her food. Pretty much always. So she cooks.
I'll be sure to tell her next time that you said
Yes, please do.
this. Hey, your foster son told me.
Foster?
Is it foster? Is that not the right word?
No, I'm not adopted.
Oh, right. Wait, what do you call it then?
Stepson.
Step.
Yeah, your stepson said he hates when you cook.
That's not what I said. I love her cooking. I don't love the time she does it.
No, exactly, but that technically that falls under he hates when you cook.
Yes. Yes.
So I didn't
However,
lie.
Right.
I will deliberately phrase it like that.
Okay, sure. It's at least a good conversation starter.
You'd best, I guess, remember this
Okay,
episode.
so imagine when you daily eat like around like 6:30 to 7, something along there,
Yeah.
yeah.
which is an hour too late in my opinion. And then during my sister's birthday, she cooks for 5 o'clock. Well, no, actually like 5:30. But it's an hour earlier, so my biological clock, it's like, yeah, it's 4:30 right now, and I'm not hungry remotely, like at all. And like 2 hours later, I was like, okay, now I'm ready for food, but now the food is gone. This sucks.
That's what we call a skill issue.
How is that a skill issue? That's this
Does
is
your body not adapt to changes?
slowly. And how is that? That's not really a skill you pick up, though, is it?
Anyway,
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
anyway, back to this era, because there's actually another thing I want to mention that I learned about it. So, on the breakfast thing, right, from that. So, in England, because of course we're talking about England here, it was normal to wake up, have your breakfast, and then read the newspaper during breakfast, right?
Yeah.
So there's a French, like, I don't know exactly what he was anymore, but he was like an important French person who went to England and wrote about his time there. And he wrote that he found it really, like, I don't know exactly the word he used anymore, but like, displeasurable, like he did not really enjoy how people would read the newspaper during breakfast instead of talking. And it's just really funny because nowadays we have the exact same problem with smartphones.
The solution is just
No.
put your phone away.
This we do. A lot of especially
No, that because
people
that
our
implies
age
that
and younger.
that I'm actually having breakfast with other people.
True. Yeah, no, I work too early for that. But no, but you know what I mean. Like a lot of people have this problem where children just like, well, not just children, also people our age, are just on their phone during food. But it's just funny to see that back then, because I think this was like late 1700s. that they had the same problem with the newspaper.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, but instead of a newspaper being just some stories, and you have to get one after a day, meaning you have to get your kick. Like the next hit of dopamine only comes after 24 hours. We currently have devices that basically can give you a dopamine hit every, like what, 30 seconds? If not quicker.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, say whatever you want, but it has kind of ruined our brains.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why it might be a good thing to start thinking about, what can I do to not be on my phone 24/7?
That
You know?
sounds a little too reasonable. I'm gonna
That
be
sounds
honest.
like responsibility.
Yeah, no, I don't think this is a good idea.
What you can then do is enjoy your extra productivity. Or get annoyed by everybody being on their phone all the time.
But who says I was annoyed?
No, I would probably be.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I'm quite happy. Oh, come on. I'm quite happy that I haven't seen a lot of people on their phones in traffic. What I'm noticing, and this is just a funny observation that I've made during my travels home, is that I see significantly more women in cars on my way back. I don't know
Okay.
why.
Political question: is that good or bad?
Depends on their skills. It entirely depends on if they're a good driver or not. If they are, then I don't care.
Fair
But if you're a bad driver, then I'm gonna get annoyed.
Fair enough.
Is that fair enough? Can we agree to that?
I'm not discriminating with gender. I
You
discriminate.
just said
with the
women are
driving
not
skill.
naturally good at driving a car.
Yeah,
I never
think,
said that.
I think that's racist.
What?
Now that would be called. First of all, I never said that. Second of all, that would be called sexist.
Oh,
He admitted it.
really?
He admitted it.
Yeah, he admitted it.
There really isn't a way to win the conversation, is there?
No,
There
welcome
is.
to-
Just admit it.
Welcome to how Twitter probably works.
What do you mean
Yeah.
probably. You're active on Twitter always.
I am not on Twitter. I've been like.
Yes, you are.
I've been on Twitter once to like fuck with that one person that like.
Let's
offered
look
to
up Jim's
draw
hot
stuff.
takes on Twitter right now.
I
Yeah,
don't think you'd find anything.
drawings.
I never posted anything.
No, I think the only
It-
hot take I saw of you was like on Reddit or something, and it wasn't even like that bad.
I don't think I have anything on Reddit other than that one. Like.
You have something on Reddit. I can't remember what exactly.
Yeah, I have that one Metal Gear Rising thing.
Yeah.
That was not a hot take though.
I can't recall.
Hold on, I'm checking my.
No, wasn't it like a Minecraft thing that you had a hot take on?
What? Now I don't know what you're talking about. Where do
I'm not sure.
Can I see this?
You know, I feel like the best way to avoid any drama regarding social media would just to like the best solution is just to not post anything.
I don't think I'm gonna find your account though. Is the main issue here?
But you're not gonna find Jim's channel or
No, probably not.
profile.
I presume it's Obsidian Blade.
No, because I'm never on Reddit. Oh no, it is. Wait.
Is it 266?
Congratulations, everybody that's listened to this podcast. Go annoy Jim on Reddit.
I don't care. I'm never on my Reddit.
Go send him messages
Force him
with a variety of
to
topics.
become a Redditor.
I would just disable notifications. Like,
Force him to become a lurker? Oh, no, wait, that doesn't work.
You know, I probably shouldn't say anything about being a Redditor because I may or may not have a over 700-day streak.
Yeah, no, that's usually
I
your problem.
literally have one post, which is the Metal Gear Rising thing. I think I did have a post at some point on the Hermitcraft, like.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm referring to.
Well, I think I deleted it because that got
Why?
banned off the thing because it was unrelated. But I made that when I was like 15 or 14.
How dare you
You're
make it
incapable of thinking,
unrelated?
pretty much.
Okay, so what it was, if I remember correctly, in Persona 5, there's
Hey, put on the Hermitcraft thing.
there's a moment. Yes, because there is a moment where I don't remember exactly what it was, but someone says something about mumbo jumbo. Because that's also
because
it's
also-
a saying, right?
Yeah.
So as a joke, I posted the screenshot of that on the on the Hermitcraft Reddit because I was like, look, he's in the game.
Yeah.
No, terrible, right?
Yeah, horrendous.
Exactly.
But
It
got removed
this
from the thing. very
understandably so. Anyway,
Yeah.
Okay, there should be a carpet.
And also, I'm gonna have something very weird in a couple of days after recording this podcast.
Oh no.
Because we have a celebration at work, like on the project itself, about like because we've reached the highest point of the building. Like that basically means that the building itself is complete. However, it's on the first floor.
okay.
So the celebration that we've reached the highest point in a building is on the first floor. Why not?
Maybe it starts on the first floor, and every floor there's gonna be like a new mini game.
You just have to go up a floor.
Can Jim and I organize the mini games?
Well, considering
No, I
it's
don't have
Actually,
time.
2 days,
I really don't want to. Never mind.
and you
I
need
don't
an
have
actual
time.
pass to get
Depends. How
onto
much do
the
they pay,
construction
Jim?
site.
When is it?
It's in 2 days, and you need
Yeah, no, I
you
don't
need a
have time.
pass to get.
We
need a
can
pause to get onto the
force time if
construction
they
site.
pay us enough,
No.
and they'll definitely pay us. Waar is mijn schuifmaat?
Well, consider the following: you also need a pass to get onto the construction site, meaning
Hold on, I need to look
you
for
ain't
my
getting onto the construction
caliper real
site.
quick.
It's right there on the table.
Yeah.
The non-digital one.
You know, next to our diamond pickaxe, you know?
But it's like a construction site. I don't know why it's so heavily guarded, pretty much. Like you have to go through a turnstile type gate just to get onto the construction site, and at that point you haven't even done anything. And the first time I got there, I had to show my passport. Purely because so I can get a card, so they knew it was me. And then I could enter, do my thing, and the day after we're recording this, I'm gonna be doing the thing. I'm gonna be going there again. I'm gonna be picked up at 6 a.m. Because yay, construction, you start at 7. Who doesn't love starting at 7 a.m.? Isn't it fun? waking up really early, starting early and being done around normal time because you've just done like 8 hours of work. At least I get to wear a helmet. The thing is, I don't have the Schwartz. So I can't really... Also, my helmet doesn't cover my face. So sadly, I won't be able to do a Spaceballs reference. I should
Make it a New Kids reference.
I also can't forget to bring a water bottle because, yeah, hydration is important, especially with these hotter temperatures that we're going to be experiencing in the future.
Maybe.
Like, it's starting because, you know, summertime is here, or at least the daylight savings bullshit, which means in theory it's gonna be...
How dare you call that bullshit? It's really important, as you know.
No, it's actually more correct during the winter.
I know.
Like that's when you... That's what it should be. But no, we decided to be grouped in with the rest of Europe. When, if you look at the actual map, we should be grouped in with the UK.
I know.
But we're not because, you know, it's the UK and yeah. Who wants to be with the UK? That wouldn't make any sense.
No, I agree.
Like, one of the few good things to come from that would be beans on toast. And I know I've just offended a bunch of people.
So Yoran, about kicking him off this show.
Have you tried it?
I don't want to. It's beans. I don't give a shit about beans.
They're delicious. Beans are delicious.
Beans are fine. But I would not willingly eat them if I had other options. Actually, that depends on the other options, I suppose.
Like, there was, of course, some sauce with the beans. If you get, like, baked beans, there's a little bit of, like, sauce in there as well. So, you have that. But would you rather have than just plain toast and put beans on it to make it at least... No.
Because I hate the structure of beans. Like, the texture. I don't like it.
What about some chili? Because that's also has beans and it's delicious.
Yeah.
You gotta have to love some good old-fashioned chili with some beans and other delicious stuff inside. Because who doesn't want some nice chili or beans or stuff like that? I guess it might have just be the way that I was brought up, food-wise, you know, with my culinary upbringing being quite well, actually, all things considered. with apparently like the thing is
Okay, that took way too long.
with how with how I was brought up with food, it was basically I go with my parents would go to a restaurant, me and my sister would go with, and we would just order from the menu.
What?
If we wanted, we could go from the kids menu, but we often chose not to. Even as kids, some kids are like really picky eaters.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, at some point, my little brother had his like birthday party thing, right? Like not like on his actual birthday, but like we do like
Yeah.
a separate party with just friends and you like go do something.
Yeah.
Okay, so he had a friend there. And I don't remember what we had for dinner. But she didn't like it. It's okay, fine, we'll get you something else. She did not like it. Okay, just plain bread then. And she had the audacity to be like, it's bread with, with like the nuts on it.
Oh, she didn't like the nuts.
And we were just so my parents were so dumb. But she did end up eating it. She just like didn't eat like the edge of it. But it's just like
She didn't.
and I just think that is so dumb, by the way, kids who say that, because you barely even fucking taste them.
The crust is.
Yeah. No, not the crust, like the little nuts on the crust. You barely taste that shit.
I mean, it depends on. On one hand, you kind of taste them, but it depends on the size of the seeds. If it's like, pumpkin seeds, then you are more likely to taste them. But if you have those smaller seeds and it's just
Yeah,
like,
no,
what are you complaining about? Like, just basically, it's sort of sum up how I was brought up with food is basically just, if you haven't tried it yet, try it, just take a bite. If you don't like it, spit it out again. That means if you're brought up like that, then you will try all the foods at least. Instead of saying, I don't like it because I haven't tried it yet. Like, try it first. You might like it. I mean, it's a great way, especially around Scottish dishes. Stuff like black pudding, haggis. Especially if it involves organs and that kind of meat. A lot of people struggle with that.
Does haggis taste like what's it called in English? Like leverwurst?
Not really.
Oh.
It tastes more spices than anything. So, I mean, it's all dependent on, like everybody I think is a looks like a slightly different recipe. You just have to try it at some point. But I find it somewhat annoying if people like say that they don't like it even though they haven't tried it yet. even though there might be a big overlap in they haven't tried, like I haven't tried and I don't like it, I'd still recommend just try it once. If you don't like it, then you can really positively say that you don't like it. It's food. It's supposed to be delicious.
And why did I
And
make it suck?
if you make food suck, then you just can't cook.
Oh.
What did you do?
I?
Yeah.
I make great food. What are you on
What,
about?
you just said you made it suck.
I didn't.
Oh.
How would you make food suck?
I was not being too serious.
How do you get suction out of food?
I was being slightly more
putting it
serious
in the
than
microwave.
Jules. I was slightly more serious than Jules, but that I don't think that's a hard bargain by listening to this.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like what? Like what do you actually mean? What do you mean?
Like, you can apply, you can make food suck by applying it, putting it into a vacuum cleaner, right?
What?
Vacuum cleaners suck. That's a fact.
And then you put it in the microwave
You
and then it switches from suck to blow.
I mean,
I mean, that's one way to get her done, I guess, but
Maybe it's time to stop. Maybe we
yeah,
should
you don't
move on.
say.
Maybe we
You
should
you
move on
don't
to the
you
next
don't
sentence.
say. You don't say.
what? You don't want food to suck?
He loves sucking food though.
Depends on the food.
I used to
If it's
love
popsicle,
lollipops and now they all have the paper thing. And
paper stick, and it
yeah.
just
Look, look,
Yeah.
I understand
pathetic.
that they want to substitute, you know, plastic with paper, but there are just a couple things where I disagree on that because paper straws are disgusting and paper lollipop sticks are disgusting.
Those are
Yeah.
definitely opinions, yes.
Well, because they fall apart.
Like, the thing is, why do we have to suck from a paper straw when there are companies dumping billions of liters of oil into the ocean?
Because why would we punish the companies that give us money instead of the consumer who buys the stuff from the companies?
If you punish the companies, then they might be, or you could also incentivize them to save the environment. Just give them an incentive to actually make the environmentally responsible choice. And if they do, they get money. If they don't, they lose money.
Yeah, now that just made a little too much sense. I don't think we do that around here.
I mean, it would be nice. But that would make too much. But common sense exists, right?
Common sense? Of
Common
what?
sense.
Of what?
Do we listen
Yeah.
to that?
Since when have you used common sense, Joel?
I use it sometimes.
Do you?
Actually, speaking of companies, I actually do have some. Well, I don't know if this is really super new, but I found out about it today. I think it's pretty new. So, you know how there's like a lot of places on the internet now where you have to like verify your age, and a lot of them want you to do that with your ID. And this is mostly the British fault because the British government kind of hammers down on this a lot.
Yeah.
So they also wanted Valve to do this, like Steam.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Valve pretty much said no, but in a legal way. Because what they did is they, instead of having to use your whole ID thing, which most companies just kind of went along with, they instead implemented their own way to do it, which is that it just looks at your like payment, because a bank also has your information because it's a bank.
No.
So it just goes off
Really?
that, and it just checks if the account is on an adult account there.
So now we
So-
have to do like a payment on Steam.
You already have to do that.
Yeah, well, if you don't have a Steam account, you have to do a transaction, and then it verifies, I guess.
Why would you not have a Steam account
Exactly.
if you're gonna buy a game on Steam?
Okay, if you make a new Steam account, you have to do a
Yeah, then you have
transaction
to
first.
No, it just
maybe
happens
make
when you buy
one
something.
purchase.
Uh-huh.
But the thing with that is that the British government seems to hate it, because now they're suing Valve over having a monopoly and taking 30% of, like, you know, like they take 30% from like game sales and stuff, which is a pretty fair deal. And in fact,
Yeah.
most similar companies, including like Microsoft and Google and stuff, usually also take 30% with stuff like this. But they're suing Valve specifically. But
Yeah, because how else are they supposed to get data?
But we already know, you know, because Valve is sued so often over this sort of stuff, and it just never worked out. So
Yeah, it seems unlikely to happen.
yeah, because they're doing everything, you know, illegally, but they actually do think about their customer.
Also, the entire reasoning, the whole, you know, age verification thing, it's one of two or both things. It's either more surveillance or data collection. Just
Isn't
like
that also
give the company
surveillance?
That is
more data to sell.
that sounds like surveillance to me.
Oh, I mean, I think we talked about it last week that
Doesn't the White House app? I think the White House has an official app to check on like the political news. That was also found out to just track your location and send your location every like couple minutes to somewhere.
Yeah. Then we talked about last week how Snapchat and a couple of porn sites got like we're looked into for not protecting children enough.
Maybe.
Are you meaning to say that pornographic sites are not in the interest of the customer?
I mean,
they
what?
kinda are, I think.
Apparently, having a single pop-up message that says "Are you over 18?"
Oh, that
isn't enough.
No, but I swear.
But I am over 18, so what's the problem?
Yeah,
Well,
true. Yeah, yeah,
You do
exactly.
swear,
We are
yes.
over 18.
Yeah, so we can say yes to that and not be lying. However, a 12-year-old kid could do the exact same and have
What
access to
12?
the exact
Dude,
same
what
things that
12-year-old
we have
would
access
ever do
to.
that? Have you ever heard of a 12-year-old doing that?
Have you ever heard of a
No,
12-year-old
but
lying?
Yeah,
they could do it.
like, did you
Impossible.
take cookies from the closet? No, then obviously they didn't do it.
No, even though you
Sure
found the
thing,
crumb
pal,
on their
sure
bed.
thing.
And the cookie
Yeah.
jar was empty. That must have just been the rats that
Exactly.
took
And
the
the
cookies
wind.
to his bed. Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
definitely the wind. The
they
rats
just
traveled
magically
via wind.
disappeared.
You know, the rats are just cooking, you know that.
They just
Exactly.
magically disappeared
They
all of a
baked the
sudden.
cookies.
They bang-
The cookies
Joke
just magically
complete.
disappeared. That's just how it works. Like, they just magically disappear from the jar.
Yes. It's all the genie's fault.
Alright.
Exactly. So if children can... Often children are really bad at lying.
What?
Like, special type of bad. Like having chocolate smeared all over your face and then saying, "No, I didn't eat any chocolate."
I don't
Dude.
think that has ever happened in like the history of mankind. That seems unlikely.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you say children, but I watch too many body cam videos to agree with that. Because it's not just children.
yeah, it's also adults who are probably on something.
Yeah.
Or just, also, what we didn't talk about, what happened a while ago. Well, this has been happening over multiple years. But an artist, like a musician called Afro Man, who made songs like "Because I Got High" and other songs like that, and had his house raided in 2022 because apparently it was suspicious.
In what sense?
Of what?
Well, they tried to like, find like kidnapping victims, just anything, maybe some drugs. They couldn't find anything. Then he made a couple of videos out of it. And then the cops sued for defamation
Okay.
What?
because they were insulted apparently for you know if you make a song called he made a song called Lemon Pound Cake about how the sheriff who was fat, there's actual body cam footage or camera footage of him just walking in the kitchen. Of course, he had his gun drawn, but there is some lemon pound cake on the kitchen counter, and he just does like a double take on it. You like see him thinking, and of course, that turns into a song. It's a funny song.
Oh my
Just it's, but it just became a whole
god.
shit show,
How
and
strict are defamation laws in America?
I don't know. But
Because I know that in Japan they are
don't think the
actually
cops
dumb.
won. I don't think the cops won, considering the sheer stupidity of everything.
Alright, so, because I know that in Japan, defamation laws are actually dumb. For instance, right? If you find out that somebody has some kind of illegal operation going on, right? And this is like a
Yeah.
company, like a owner of like a big company or something. So you bring this out, show the evidence and stuff. They get arrested, they go to jail, they could still sue you for defamation. Which is just dumb. Even if it was true, right? Even if they actually were found to do illegal stuff, they can still sue you for defamation.
Makes sense.
No.
What do you mean no?
No.
Makes perfect sense.
Like, you are sued for defamation, and then what? Like, does the case actually not go in your favor, or is it something along the lines of we've found out and we concluded that it's absolute bullshit? You're free to go.
No, you
Like how
you still need the as if you did the defamation thing, then you still need to pay
Yeah, like-
for that.
so not only do you have to pay for, well, can you not like countersue for legal fees?
No, because then you need to be lawfully correct.
What if you're found to be lawfully correct, which of course won't happen because big corporation has good lawyers because they can afford a lot of lawyers because big money. Yeah. There's a very slim chance you will ever be found. That it will never be in your favor. You will always be screwed over by big corporations. It's just what they do. Apparently, they do it really, really well. Because they can afford it, apparently. So either you have to have an incredible case, or you're screwed. And you have to pay up. And even after paying up, you're probably gonna get some jail time as well.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing how strict Japanese laws can actually get.
Yep. Right. Well, I think this room is done. I think this works as a breakfast room. So, that might also
Yeah, this works for me to walk in the morning, get some bread, and go to the train and eat breakfast in the train. Yes.
What?
Entire room is just for you to grab your bread and
Yeah,
get
it's a
out of
breakfast room. So
Yeah.
that's my morning routine. I make breakfast and then I go to the train.
If you are successful enough to own a house this big, I don't think you need to go anywhere in the train. I do not think you know.
Do you
you
realize the
mean?
house he's living in right now?
It's not this big.
It's not that big. Not even close.
No,
No.
but it's still reasonably big.
Well, to be fair, I
Yes.
upscaled this house quite a bit for two reasons. One is that I just wanted it to be big, and then two, when I realized that this is Minecraft and I was gonna need to make every wall a double wall if I wanted to have wallpaper.
Isn't it fun, Jules, to realize that the house you moved from, like the center, is probably
Yeah.
the same worth as this house?
Yeah, but
Isn't that
considering
fun to
location-
realize?
Consider location.
Yeah, that's
What you mean a quiet town? Well, living next to the river, in nature-ish, is a worse location than in the middle of the city next to a coffee shop.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well-
Hmm.
The thing is, right, I'm also still looking for housing. Like, social housing, because I can't really afford anything else. unless I want
Yes,
to burn out
even though
house.
you're a paid engineer, so that's sinking.
Yeah. However, so far I've, you know, housing corporation, you can get like social housing through them. All you have to do is be the lucky one of, well, I have one response that where I'm number 259 and one where I'm currently number 587.
But I think it is.
Besides, that's social housing. That's not even actual housing.
I think that
No,
is also
it
a good
isn't
time
even
to end
actual housing.
to end the episode.
Wait, let me check some news real quick. I haven't even looked at the news.
Nah, it's only a news podcast.
It's not specifically
Yes.
a news podcast.
Well,
We
maybe
just
some
talk
news that
about
might be interesting
whatever.
for some people is that the Eurovision is getting an Asian version.
Is it?
Why? It already sucks.
I mean,
Well,
J-pop though.
considering,
Okay, just
like, I'm
I
not
don't
sure if
listen to
you.
J-pop, but most of the music I listen to technically is Japanese.
Well, considering how over the last couple of years has been steadily declining, and I'm not sure if you know about the entire last year or last couple of years where it was just pretty much rigged. And then you had the whole drama where they were basically, if Israel competes, then we won't,
Oh yeah.
which basically meant
Yeah, but
that
then Germany
almost half
was
of-
like, if they're not allowed, then we won't.
then basically half of Europe doesn't compete. Also, why is Israel even competing in Eurovision?
Why is Australia in Eurovision?
Might as well call it World Vision then.
I don't know.
Like that. I'm only pretty much now realizing it. Like,
I put
why?
Minecraft music in this playlist. Maybe. Anyway.
Why is it just. But yeah, last time it was pretty much a whole, like, the votes that came in were just. Wasn't realistic at all, which meant that a lot of people were like, yeah, no, not anymore. So now people are not doing it anymore. However, that's probably the reason why they started the Asian version, to at least have some competition. Oh, and the was it the CEO of Air Canada who is leaving at the end of the year because he there a couple of weeks ago there was a plane accident with a fire truck, and it was an Air Canada flight. So the CEO came out and just made like a video to support the families of the victims and everything like that. However, because it's Canada, it has to be in two languages, English and French.
Yes.
He only did it in English and had like two French words in there. Everybody was outraged. His excuse: I haven't had the chance to learn French.
Did you know?
I mean, learning
crypto-
French sucks, so that is
Yeah, but
somewhat
he has been in
understandable.
Did you
he has
know?
been in the
In,
French-speaking part for like multiple years.
did you know that in Quebec, if you go to a restaurant, they only have a French menu because they're legally not allowed to have an English menu to preserve the language.
He's been living in Montreal for
How
years.
reasonable of them.
No.
Oh.
What about tourists?
Well, they came there. Their problem.
They better learn French.
I guess so.
That's somewhat fair enough, though.
Yeah, I guess. But still, it is kind of weird. But
Maybe.
I think this is a good end.
I guess so. Then, well, I'll do have one more thing.
Do
We're
you?
not experts.
But we were
That,
here.
that's not.
What?
That's not really a separate thing, though. That's just the outro.
Yes.
I thought we were doing another thing.
You ruined the outro, so now it's just gonna end on this, I guess.